Hey Yetis, Mr. Smith here. It's April 11th. We have important information going on about this week and the week after spring break. So here we go. As always, you know how to get a hold of me. If you have any questions about what I'm about to present, feel free to send me a text is the best way, or an email. Okay, so this week, important dates coming up. Yep, we're finishing up CMAS this week. 7th and 8th graders did science. They'll be taking math for the rest of this week. This Wednesday, we're going to switch gears and we test our 9th, 10th, and 11th graders in the PSAT and SAT. What are 7th and 8th graders doing while the rest of the kids are taking those tests? They're going to go on a couple field trips. And let's see what we have here. And then on April 15th, which is this Friday, we have our full school celebration. We're heading back to the bowling alley by student request to go celebrate before we head off to spring break. Okay. Other things you want to remember here towards the end of April is we'll have our personal project showcase on April 27th. And from 1 until 5 o'clock, that's going to be the personal project showcase where our students are going to show off all their learning that they've done. That is a mandatory activity for our graduates. And then at 5 o'clock, we're going to shift from personal project showcase into our last potluck. All right. And then for our juniors and seniors who are wondering when prom is, April 30th, prom at the Silverthorne Pavilion from 8 until 11 o'clock. And then there'll be after prom at the Senior Center right after that. Okay. All right, so let's talk a little bit more in depth about some of these. Remember, this Wednesday, grades 9, 10, and 11 are taking the PSAT and SAT. Those tests start promptly at 8:15, so students need to make sure they are in the building on time that day. That's a long day of testing. It's a big test, and we said, hey, we wouldn't make grades 9, 10, and 11 hang out and go to win unless they want to, or the family wants them to. Obviously, we are still open for them, but we are letting them be dismissed after that day of testing. Okay, so please call in if you would like your student dismissed after the PSAT, SAT. And then, okay, so we talked a little bit about this, what grades 7 and 8 are doing that day while we are running PSAT, SAT here. Some of the staff will be taking some students here on one of two field trips. So either they'll be going to Open Arms Preschool to do some community service, or they'll be going to the National Mining Museum. And that trip leaves 8:15 sharp, and they'll be over in Leadville checking out that really cool National Museum for the whole morning that day. Then in the afternoon, those 7th and 8th grade students come back. We feed them lunch, and then we'll switch into our typical win period. We are going to have to tone it down a little bit because some of the PSAT, SAT tests for some of the rooms might still be going on. So we're going to need to make sure that we are a pretty quiet testing environment. Okay. Other big dates coming up. September 27th, I mentioned it earlier, Personal Project Showcase. And please know, we invite you, all of our parents, all of our students, all of the community, all the school board, all of the district staff come and they check out the amazing work that our graduates have done. If you have a graduate who's going to present that day, they should know from 1 until 2:30, they're going to present to the students and staff. And then at 2:30, we're going to switch into being a presentation to the community, to the public. And like I said, oftentimes parents, district staff, the Board of Education, just community members come to check out the awesome work that our students do. So what I mentioned earlier is at 5 o'clock, we're going to start the last potluck. And we're going to butt those two up against each other so that all of our parents who are coming to the potluck that starts at 5 o'clock that night can come early and see the projects. So, as I just mentioned, last potluck starts at 5 o'clock, the same night as personal project presentations. Reminder, it is required that every one of our Snowy Peak Scholars attend at least one potluck per year. So you can kind of think about if you guys have attended one yet. If not, please make sure you come to this one. And again, reminder, come early to check out those personal projects. All right, that's all I have. There's my contact information. Hopefully that was short and sweet. Contact me with any questions. Thank you for being you, and take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.